G'day guys, welcome back to Arthur's video. I'm going to make sure the viewer discrepancy goes by. Alright guys, what have I got for you for today's video? The Italian safety hat is out. No more Japanese see-through panties, the bed sheet and all that. And by the way, you know what the description is. It's down the bottom. Yep. For those guys, it's another pokey. But before I waffle on, okay, I've got my sponsored cup out here. There it is there. I've washed it. But it's the moment of all moments. The bottle is finished. There it is there. The bottle from Steve, who gave it to me, he's gone. So here, I'm going to put it on top of this board. It's a board underneath that. Okay, let's uncrack it. I'm pouring it out. Okay, that's it. That's it. The bottle is finished. Okay, guys, there it is there. Cheers. All right, I'll move the bottle away. I was talking to the old bastard about certain bullshit. You know, we just talk shit on the phone every day. And we were talking about a machine, another pokey machine. And we were talking about the Jubilee Supreme, okay, which was done by Nutt and Mubble. And I said, mate, I haven't worked on any of those. He goes, mate, they've got these stupid boards in the back of the mech in a bookcase, and there was a fucking shit design. They go, why? He goes, the fucking battery would leak down all the way to the board and that. It was just, they're all gone. I said, mate, I haven't got one coming. I haven't got one to repair. I haven't seen one coming. I said, look, send me some of the boards that you've got, which were pretty, you know, like this, you know. So he goes, yeah, I'll find you a set. So he found me a set. So he sent them all out for me. I'm doing this because I have not seen this. I have not seen it, okay? So I'm going to make it and that. So I got them. So I'm going to reveal them. Okay, there it is there. These are the boards, okay? There's two sets of boards. Okay, this is the MPU board, basically. I'm going to hold it up. Trust me, it did not come like this. I actually had to Google wash it. Basically, there it is there, all right? And this is the main MPU board, the main brain, the heart of this board. I'm going to show you the other one. I'll waffle on with this guy. And what happens is, okay, I've got my notes next to me. Okay, what happens was, that's a 5101, okay? That's a 5101, and there's a 5101 over here. But the stupid shit here, you see it where the battery is? The battery. And what happens is, the bloody machine sits, it's like that in the machine base. So hang on, in there, well, for example, okay. And what happens, the battery leaks out, basically, it drips, okay? So I'll rip this, because the battery holder, the IC holder was fucked, basically. But one thing I'm going to give credit to, the guys who made these boards, okay, they put everything in an IC socket. Look at that. Everything's in an IC socket. They go, mate, how good is that? You know, it's idiot-proof. So if you're on site and the chip blow, that's a 74 LS 154. Okay, Bally's use it. It's a matrix. It's for the matrix. Okay, and I go, yep, you put it in there. You don't have to sit there with a solder sucker trying to suck out all the shit out of these boards. And I go, mate, how interesting is that? Then I was looking over here. Mate, trust me, this board was fucking... I go, hang on, it's got little LEDs. So they must have got the LEDs to tell you what's working, like error codes. Okay, mate, how cool is that? So this is around about the early 80s, this machine. Early 80s machine, basically. You know, this is, like I said to you, this is the Nutt and Mubble brand. Okay, and I go, mate, how simple and idiot-proof this is, you know? So I've got it in, and just to show you guys that I was interested in myself. But here's the driver board. That's over here. Here's the driver board now here. And don't look at here. I've actually removed the connectors off that, because what happens was, where is it? Here. That was the connector. Here's the connector. What happens is, can you see the green in there? See all the green shit? That's battery acid, basically. And it starts, these are 3 amp connectors, quality Okay, and the battery acid's eating away. You can sort of see the green in that. So what I did is I removed them. Okay, so I removed them out of here because, as I said to you, the stupid shit. I think this is how the board was sitting like that. Hang on, I'm going to put it like this so you can sort of see. So how the ribbon cable is, it was going like that in the bookcase. And you think about it, you got a battery there, and what happens is it leaked all the way down to here, all these chips. And I can't even see what the numbers are on the chips because of the battery acid had eaten the chips away on there. But one thing I could say is, the quality of the board, look at the track work. You know, got big V holes, big symbols. It's idiot proof. You can sort of it's vision impaired board. You actually can see everything. And I was looking at this little logo here. I think it's ISE or LSE, basically that logo. So it must be a board manufacturer because over here it's got J, JM and S assembly. So this must have been the company back then who assembled them for Nutt and Mubble for their poker machines. So like I said, they might have handed out. It goes, all right, make us our boards. It's like Stern. Stern doesn't make their boards. They hand it to another company. Everybody gave it to another company to make their boards for the pinball machines as well. I'm talking about the pinball machines. You know, Stern doesn't make the boards. They just hand it out to another company. The company makes it, sends it back to them. So that's what this company did. They were assembling their boards and that. But as I said, I got them to send me these boards just to show you something else that I've not come across yet. You hear the word yet? So I've got them here. As I said, I thought I'd shoot this video to explain to you about another set of another brand of machines out there with a Nutt and Mubble, because I've been talking about Aristocrat all the time and all their machines and all that stuff. But here's another company which, you know, they made back in the day, the Nutt and Mubble brand. I showed you the mechanical ones that I showed a while back, the mechanical one, but this is an electronic one of their model. So because the Aristocrat actually sued them back in the day, actually sued them, put them out of business. That's what he did because of combinations of the payouts. It was over to 2-up payout, you know, the old 2-up machine. Go and play it. You know, they ripped it because the combinations is the way the machine pays out. That's what you call combinations. So back to these guys. As I said, everybody came up with their own designs. But I really swear, hey, by the way, all these are 6821s, okay? Look at them. And by the way, with the white dot, they are fucked, okay? So I actually tested them out. I got a special tester that tests them out, and they're fucked. I just put them in there just, you know, so I remember them, you know. So I'm going to put this board on the shelf, basically, and if I ever get a machine, and at least I've got a board to work with and that, and copy. But yeah, the bloody battery acid, man. You know, that's what kills all these machines. Battery acids. You know, one thing, things don't leak out. And I actually was working on a Konami, Hyper Olympics, and that, and where is it? A Hyper Olympic, and they used the old button cell batteries. See the old button cell batteries? They don't leak. Okay, the button cell batteries. You know, compared to the other batteries, they don't leak. Oh, this is dead anyway. But it hasn't leaked out. Have a look at that. I removed it off the board. Okay, it's a small button one. It's a 16mm one. But again, it doesn't leak compared to all the other stupid bellies. You know, that's what killed all our machines back in the day. You know, the old early pinball machines and that is the bloody battery acid. The battery acid starts eating away because it starts the cancer starts eating the boards away. But like I said, I was really impressed with this board after me washing it all up, because when I got it, it was pretty caked up. It's an issue C board. Okay, I will put some little notes in the video explaining what they are, because what happens is you've got to always work out which is the last of the series, because what happens with, like I said to you, everything else, they might have found something. Oh, hang on, we've got something better. There's a bug in the last board, so we'll fix that up. So they were fixing up the bugs, basically. That's what, exactly like the microsars, the Sprint that I've done with those boards. You know, they're like issue B, A, or whatever they are, issue C's or whatever they are. I can't remember. Go and play all those other videos. But what was I going to say? So yeah. So I thought I'd share you this quick video about the Nutt and Mubble brand of the Jubilee Supreme. Google it, what the image, I don't even know what it looks like. Oh, the Nutt and Mubble hammerhead. They got this machine, it looks like a hammerhead because they've got the box here. Then they've got this big display thing they call the hammerhead. They've got a different looking board inside, which I don't know. I think I'm going to get a board for that as well to do a demo on a hammerhead, and that's another one of those fucking bad design boards, you know. So I'm going to sign off. Like I said, I'm making it for you guys, you know, and for me, so I'm interested in this. I'm signing off on it. The old saying of mine is, you know, pinball machines, video games, poker machines, and Dr. Love. Okay, guys, thanks for watching another of my videos. Comment on that. You know, if you have any questions, here's my vision impaired sign. You know, you could reach out on it. You know, as I said, some people on my old videos are saying, "Oh, how do we reach out on you?" Mate, down the bottom is always a bit of a description. So, guys, cheers for watching. Cheers, guys.